Hi, I'm Pat Fiume. I've been a realtor for over 30 years. I'm a host of the American Dream Show. Welcome to my show, Is This for Real Estate? Welcome back. I'm here with Greg Fox from Voorhees Animal Orphanage. Thank you for being with us today.
Hi, thanks for having me, Pat.
And who's your friend today?
Well, if I could wake him up, this is not your typical puppy, but this is Tucker. Tucker is actually my dog. I adopted him. We rescued him from our shelter about a month and a half ago, and we are so far a success story.
He's a cutie.
Yeah, thank you.
He's a sweet dog.
Yeah, Tucker came from the south. He was born in a barn. They found him in a barn in Georgia, and he was a little messy and underweight, but they brought him up, and here he is.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's definitely a success story.
It's
great
sure.
That you people that worked. I don't know how you don't adopt every dog. They're all so cute.
It's tough for sure.
Every time I go, she brings a dog. I want it. You know,
yeah,
when
sure.
Jen's been here with a dog, or every time when I was at the shelter, half the cats and dogs I wanted to bring home with me. So, how did you get started working at the Voorhees Animal Orphanage?
Oh, for me, it's a long story. It's a good one, but I'll try to make it quick. So I actually grew up. I live around the corner from the shelter.
Okay.
Always grew up wanting a dog. My mother was deathly afraid of dogs.
Oh, that's funny.
3 weeks after my honeymoon, I came back and adopted our first dog, who was from the shelter, and turns out he was a pit bull, and my neighbor thought it was a pit bull, and I called my wife of 3 weeks and said, I'm bringing this dog back. And she said, "You bring that dog back, and we're getting divorced." So I'm single if anyone's looking for. So
put a plug in for that.
Yeah, we kept him, and the dog was just the world's greatest dog. The world's greatest dog, and I since fell in love with pit bulls and rescue animals, and especially our little municipal shelter around the corner from my house.
Yeah.
So anyway, long story short, I wound up on I was on the board of directors. And it just was very apparent that all we really need is money.
Right.
And so I came to work at the shelter to just really try to make this place not lose money for the first time.
And it's doing well now.
So 2022 was the we turned profitable for the first time.
That's
in a while.
wonderful, because
So
you're helping so many pets and dogs and cats and
about 2,000 pets a year.
Wow, that's amazing.
That get adopted from us. Yeah, so it's very expensive to run that, and we rely solely on donations to operate. So
that's huge.
Yeah,
that is huge. Sure. That you're turning a profit. That's amazing, or at least a profit enough to feed them.
And profit enough to stay open.
To stay open,
year.
right?
Yeah.
And help more dogs and cats and
dogs.
animals. Do you have any tips for pet owners?
Yeah.
What they should keep an eye on, or things to do?
Yeah, for sure. I am not a veterinarian.
No, but as a
but for sure,
but
as a puppy owner. Be very aware of the changing weather and the changing hours of the clock. So if you're out for a long walk, make sure you have reflective wear.
That's a good
idea. Keep an eye out for ticks, ticks and bugs, and any sort of allergen that might be out. Every day I do a walkthrough of my yard and inspect. Because I found mushrooms all over yesterday.
Ooh, yeah.
And most of them are harmless, but there definitely are some poisonous. So keep an eye, stuff like that. Keep your dog's pads clean. Be careful when your pets are outside.
That's a good thought. I never would have thought of that. Yeah.
There's definitely been a lot more fox sightings this year.
Yes, I've heard that.
All over.
I usually have people tell a funny story related to what they do for a living. Okay. And you with pets, do you have any funny dog stories?
About 100. Every time I go outside, I smell a skunk now. So, I've lived that life. You do not want to get skunked.
No, you don't.
It is awful.
What's that smell? What smell? Ooh. You stink.
It's bad. I've tried everything on the market to get the smell. Obviously, I wear it's like a badge of honor. I've been skunked. So the pit bull I told you, so the pit bull I told you about that I got at the shelter, Bodie, I was letting him out for his last walk of his last bathroom break of the night. It was 10:30. I open up the door and I hear the nails going, and he got excited over something, and I left the door open, which I shouldn't have done, and I ran outside to make sure he was okay, and he was fine. And the skunk wasn't good. The skunk sprayed him in the face,
Oh my God.
and he is spitting chunks of skunk out everywhere. But before it died, it sprayed in the direction of me and into my house. And the dog ran in. I didn't know what to do. He starts rolling all over the carpets and the furniture and the walls. I had to literally throw them away, rolled it up and threw it away. My daughter woke up in the middle of the night. What is that smell? I mean, it's even funnier. My little daughter we had to pick her up the next day at school because her clothes smelled so bad.
The teacher
said, you got to come get your daughter. It stinks. It smells like burnt rubber.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
I'm sorry, I digress.
Yeah, that's funny, yeah.
So watch out for skunks.
All over, I am looking someplace for you.
Well, thank you for being a guest with us today again.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I'd love to come back if you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you do take donations?
We certainly do. Yes, we need them.
So you can look on the website.
Check
or
out the
they can
website.
Walk
Yep. They can bring in anytime. We've got places you can pull over for. We have on our website is our Amazon wish list, our Chewy wish list, it's never-ending needs. So we will always need them.
What's the address there in case anybody needs to know to drop something off?
It's 419 Cooper Road in Voorhees. It's right next to the fire department.
Well, when I was doing getting ready to do my American Dream show, when I did Voorhees, I was actually going to the other one and came and saw yours and went to yours first.
Yeah.
And it was people were coming in ahead of me, almost knocked me over with like cans full of, crates full of dog food and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So I went in there.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate. We really rarely have ever been needed to purchase food.
That's a good thing.
We have fantastic supporters. Who really, and the companies, our corporate sponsors who keep us open every day, for real.
Well, thank you for coming again. It's Voorhees Animal Orphanage in Voorhees, New Jersey. If you want to look up anything, it's vaonj.org.
Right. Thanks,
Okay, take care. Thank you.
All right.